तुम्हारा ये माइक्रोफोन है कुछ सुना नहीं जाता, क्यों ऐसा होता?
बोलता आवाज़ बाहर से ज़्यादा रहती, यहाँ नहीं रहती आवाज़ में।
अरे इधर भी होना चाहिए,
कल इधर भी कर देंगे आवाज़ ज़्यादा
होता कि नहीं है मालूम नहीं होता ना। वंदेहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च श्रीकृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीषु गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी मृखभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीषु गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी मृखभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। That's all right. नानिष्कृतै हृदितै ब्रह्मा वादिभिः तथा विशुद्ध तभवान् व्रतादिभिः यथा हरेर्नाम पदै हृदाहितै तदुत्तम श्लोक गुणोपलम्बकम्। न निष्कृतै हृदितै ब्रह्मवादी। There are 20 kinds of religious scriptures, out of which Mano is considered to be the greatest. So, they have prescribed many methods for getting oneself released from the reaction of sinful activity. Every one of us, anyone who is engaged in karma, karma means papa, sinful activity. And karma means one who is working for his own benefit. He is karmic. The whole world is working so hard, not for others' benefit, but his personal benefit. That is called karma. Try to understand what is karma. Karma means anyone who is working very hard day and night for his own benefit, that is called karma. And whenever you perform karma for your personal interest, there must be some sinful activity. Therefore, every karmi is a sinful man. It is clear understanding. No karmi can be without being sinful. Every karmi is. Therefore, how to work. Just like government gives you license, say for uh, one is, every businessman is given some license. The municipality gives license, the sales tax department gives license, certificate. There are so many licenses a businessman has to follow. Income tax licenses, but there are rules and regulations because all these departments know it very well that any businessman or karmi, he is sure to commit sinful activities. Therefore there are so many regulations just to stop him as far as possible from sinful activities. Similarly, there are 20 kinds of Vinshati Prakar Dharma Shastra. How one can live faithfully, religiously. The directions are there in 20 kinds of scriptures made by Parasar, Mano and many other sages. There are different types. So therefore it is said here, the non-nishkritai ruditai brahmavadi. Brahmavadi means those who are trying to lead person to realize Brahma. The whole direction of the Vedic injunction is to understand that I am not this material body, I am spirit soul. And in order to understand this factual position, there are so many directions in the Dharma Shastra or religious scripture. And you will find here the Jamaduta or Jamaraj will speak, Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranit. Really, originally, the regulator of religious principle is the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, Krishna is sometimes addressed as Dharma Setu. Setu means bridge. We have to cross over. The whole plan is that we have to cross over the ocean of Nissan in which we are now fallen. This material existence means it is ocean of ignorance and nescience, and one has to cross over it. Then he gets his real life. This is not real life. Bhutta bhutta praliyate. We are na hannate hannamane sarire. The people are so foolish, they do not take it very serious because they do not know that they are eternal. That is another ignorance. Bhagavad Gita begins from this knowledge that the living soul is eternal. Na hannate hannamane sarire. But they are in ignorance, they take it as a matter of fact that this life, this body is all in all, and after death there is no more any body, so who cares for sinful activities? That is another ignorance. And in order to give them direction, there are so many religious scriptures in human society. Therefore it is said, dharmena hina pasubhi samana. If one is not following the principles of religious scripture, it doesn't matter whether it is Hindu religion or Christian religion or Muslim religion. It doesn't matter. But human civilization, a civilized human being must follow some religious principles. That is the aim of human life. And anyone who does not follow any religious scripture, he is simply animal. That is the position of the present world. We may claim to be Hindu or Muslim or Christian, but nobody cares for religion. They are simply karmic. Therefore, they are all sinful. Non-iskitai, ruditai, brahmavadihi. Now here the Vishnu Duta says that the direction given in the religious principles to get out of reaction of the sinful activities, they are not sufficient. Just like in Christian religion, there is the direction that if anyone is sinful, he should go to a priest and confess that I have committed this sin. And if the priest or the father, who is supposed to be representative of God or Christ, if he excuses on his confession, then his sinful activities becomes null and void. Here it is said, non-nishkitai ruditai brahmavadivi satha visuddhati agavan. Just try to understand that these directions cannot purify the sinful man so nicely, because the same man who has confessed that I have committed this sin, he again comes out of the church and again commits the same sin. Therefore he is not purified. He is not purified. Here it is said, no vishuddhati agavan vratadihi. It is not only in Christian religion, in every religion. There are some prescribed methods that accepting as a matter of fact that every man is sinful. Therefore, in religious scriptures, there are certain methods to purify them. But here, the Vishnu Duta says that these prescribed methods, although they are authorized and fact, but they cannot purify the heart of the follower of the religion. And you can see that either Hindu, Muslim religion, if they perform the ritualistic ceremonies, they do not cease from committing the sins. Just as a rascal patient, he goes to the physician gives some medicine and gives some direction that you take this medicine, do not do this, you do not eat so many things, you eat like this. But he takes the medicine, for the time being he follows, and again he commits the same mistake, and again he goes to the physician and doctor, please give me medicine. This is going on. So, this kind of treatment is not accepted by the Vishnu Duta. Therefore it is said, tatha visuddhati, no tatha visuddhati ahvan vratadihi, jatha harer nama padai rudahitai tad uttama sloka gunopalambhakam. So, this is the super excellence of chanting the holy name of Krishna or God. Here it is said that such descriptions or prescriptions for performing ritualistic ceremonies, they are not sufficient to purify a man. But if one chants the holy name of God, Hare Krishna mantra, Jatha Hare Nama Padai, Dudahritai, Padai, once only, Krishna, Rama, Narayana, so Hare Nama, not other name, only Hare Nama, Jatha Hare Nama Padai, Dudahritai, simply once chanting, Uttama Sloka Gunopalambhakam. The purification of chanting Hare Nama means as soon as you chant the holy name of Krishna, immediately you will see the form of Krishna. you will realize the qualities of Krishna. You will immediately remember the pastimes of Krishna. That is pure chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. That is commented by Srila Jiva Goswami, that a pure devotee who chants Hare Krishna mantra, immediately all this Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, Parikar, Vaishishta, simply by chanting name, you will feel the form of Krishna. Here is Krishna. Nama, Rupa, Guna, here are the qualities. Oh, Krishna is so qualified, he is so kind, he is so magnanimous, so many qualities you will remember. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, then his pastimes. Krishna instructed Arjuna. Krishna played with his cowherd voice. Krishna had very nice talks with the gopis, with his mother, Jasa. These things will be remembered. That is actual perfection of chanting. Then Ajamil in his previous life, although he became fallen in later age, but he was a brahmachari, he was being trained by his father, and he knew the pastimes, he formed the name of Narayana. But by bad association, for the time being, he forgot. But as soon as he chanted the name of Narayana, he remembered all this. Therefore he was saved. Try to understand this. One should know the offenseless chanting means remembering the form. Therefore Mayavadi, those who are impersonalists, they cannot think of the form of the Lord, neither of the pastimes. They do not believe in the pastimes of the Lord. They think these pastimes means it is Maya. Krishna's transcendental pastimes, they think it is Maya. Krishna's form, it is Maya, because they are impersonalists. Therefore Krishna says that Janma Karmam is Dibbam. The rascals, they cannot understand what are the activities, pastimes of Krishna. They think it is Maya. But they are Dibbam, transcendental, not of this material nature. Krishna Lila is not of material nature. Janma Karmam is Dibbam. Jo janati tattva. Anyone who knows factually, in truth, he only is immediately liberated. Just try to tally. Here it is said that Narayana simply by chanting this holiness, if immediately you remember what is the nature of the form of Krishna, what is the nature of his pastimes, what is the nature of entrance, then you immediately become liberated. That is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma me dibbam, jo janati tattva, tatta deham punarjanma noiti, mameti kanta. Therefore, chanting is so easy and sublime. One who is chanting Hare Krishna mantra, if he is offenseless, he will always remember Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's entourage. The whole thing will be remembered, and that will make him liberated. Offenseless chanting means liberation. We should therefore very much careful not to commit offenses. Then we remain always. So long you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you remain liberated. And actually, Oi Muktakali Rupasamana. Srila Rupa Goswami has said that the chanting is possible only by the liberated soul. Oi Muktakali Rupasamana, when he is addressing the holy name, he says, Muktakali Rupas, those who are liberated, they can chant offenseless or pure holy name of the Lord. Oi Muktakali Rupasam. And Parikshit Maharaj also has stated in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, uh, what is that verse? I immediately forget. Bhavau sadi chotra mano vidama. What is that flow? Thakur Maharaj, can you remember? Bhavau sadi chotra mano vidama ka uttama shloka gunanuvādat virajjate puman vinapasukna nidvitta tarsai rupagiyamana. Yes, I remember now. Nidvitta tarsai rupagiyamana. The holy name of Krishna can be chanted by persons who are nidvitta tarasai. Nidvitta means those who are completely ceased from material desire. He can chant. Nidvitta tarasai rupagiyamana. The holy name of God, Krishna, can be chanted by persons who are completely liberated from all kinds of material desire. That is pure stage of devotional service. Annavilasita sunnam jnana karman anabridam anukullena krishnanasilanam bhakti ruttama. One who has become completely freed from all kinds of material desire. Jnana karman anabridam. Jnana karma, jnana, cultivation of knowledge, and cultivation of pious activities, that is also on the material field. The pious, to become very pious man, does not mean that he is a liberated man. He is good man on the platform of the quality of goodness, but he is not a liberated man. Try to understand. A good man is not a liberated man. Good man is also a conditioned soul. He is bound up by good conditions. Just like to become a Brahmin. That does not mean that he has acquired the good qualities, but that does not mean that he is a devotee. You will find in this fair, you will find many good men, but you will find rarely a pure devotee. So a good man is not a devotee. Try to distinguish. Good man is good for this material existence, but devotee is different from good man. A devotee, just like Arjuna. Arjuna is killing, engaged in killing. People may think that, Arjuna is not very good man. He's killing his grandfather. He's killing his, nephews, and devastating the whole family. He's not a good man. Sometimes people comment like that. But Krishna says, Bhaktosi, Priyosi, you are my very dear friend. Just try to understand. In the estimation of the material world, he is a very good man. He is not a good man because he is killing his own kinsman. But in the estimation of Krishna, he is dear friend and devotee. So that is the difference between a devotee and good man of this world. A devotee is naturally very good man. But when he acts just like a bad man on behalf of Krishna, he does not fall down. He still remains a pure devotee. So, here it is said that Jaduttama Sloka Gunopalamba. We have to, just like there are some Sahajiyas, they think that Krishna's Raslila is very nice. But Krishna's fighting with the demons and killing of the demons, that is not very nice. But they do not know the absolute truth. The Krishna is as good in any circumstances Either he is enjoying the company of the gopis or is killing the demons. That is absolute truth. So these things to be understood. So any kind of lila, jaduttama sloka, gunanu, lila, any kind of Krishna's activity, if you remember by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, then you are liberated. Immediately you are liberated from the authoritative description of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Non-scriptai ruditai brahmavadihi. Brahmavadihi, those who are very much anxious to realize Brahma. They have prescribed so many methods, rituals, but they are not sufficient. Because such things cannot elevate a person to the standard of a pure devotee. He may, just like this arrangement, this Kumbhalila arrangement is a prescription by the Brahmavadi. There is a prescription that one should go during this time, Magha Mela, and live in the confluence, on the bank of the confluence of Ganga and Jamuna, and at least 3 days he must live, then he becomes eligible to enter into the heavenly kingdom. These people who have come here, their ambition is to enter into the heavenly kingdom. But a devotee does not care for heavenly kingdom. The devotee cares a very fig in any planet within this material world. As Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartinaja. But they know what is the benefit of entering into the heavenly kingdom. There is no benefit. Suppose I may get thousands of years age and I enjoy very high standard of life, woman, money, mind, just things. But what is the benefit? There is no benefit. I was very glad to read one article sent by Satsvarupa in Boston. He has said, what is this society family? It is all hellish. We do not wish to live without Krishna. Very nice statement. That is real realization. We do not like to live without Krishna. So, anyone who has realized it, that any amount of material happiness is to be kicked out. We don't care for it. We simply care for Krishna. How Krishna will be happy, that is pure devotion. Anukullena Krishna anusilanam. Anukullena means favorably. We should simply try to please Krishna favorably, not unfavorably. Just like Kansa. Kansa was also Krishna conscious, always thinking of Krishna. But that was unfavorable. His business was how to kill Krishna. He was thinking of Krishna, but his business was, he was thinking how to kill Krishna. That is pratikul. Pratikul is not bhakti. When you think of Krishna against his desire, against the principle of satisfying him, that is not bhakti, although that is also Krishna consciousness. An enemy of Krishna, he is also thinking of Krishna. That does not mean that he is Krishna conscious. He is Krishna conscious unfavorably. Therefore it is not bhakti. You have to act favorably. So Arjuna became a devotee because he acted favorably for satisfaction of Krishna. It was not favorable to the material life, but it was favorable to Krishna. That should be your business. How Krishna should be satisfied. And therefore naturally it is concluded that how I can satisfy Krishna, you have to satisfy his representative. Therefore we have sung just now, Jasa prasadhat bhagavat prasad. If you satisfy his representative, then he is satisfied. Just like in the office, the proprietor has got a head of a department. If you satisfy that head of the department, the proprietor is satisfied. The report goes to the proprietor that this man, this clerk is working very nice, so his promotion, increment of payment is already there. So, a pure devotee's business is how to satisfy Krishna. And as soon as he chants the Hare Krishna mantra, immediately he remembers the whole plan, how to satisfy Krishna. Therefore he is a liberated person. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes. The demigods are not pure devotees, they are devotees. Just like Brahma is the best of the demigods, but he has a material desire that I shall be the controller of the universe. Therefore he is not a pure devotee. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, Kita janma ho jatha tu adasa, bahirmukh brahma janme nahi maras. Isn't that that? So a pure devotee does not try to become a Brahma also. What to speak of other demigods. Because anyone within this material world, he has got some material desire. Anyone. Therefore he is not liberated. He is conditioned. Only the pure devotee who is trying to satisfy Krishna by all his activities, he is liberated. What do you think, Ramananda? Eh? Is it clear or not? That's nice. Thank you. Jamuna Devi? All right. So anyone, if you have got doubts, you can clear it. Now you can try to understand how powerful is this pure chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Offenseless chanting of Hare Krishna mantra means you remain liberated always. Offenseless chanting, once chanting is sufficient. But because we are not offenseless, therefore we have to make a regulated program. We must chant Hare Krishna so many times. Otherwise, one chanting of Krishna is sufficient to make you liberated. One chant, Krishna, Rama, once, that's sufficient. Just like this Ajamil, once he chanted Narayana, he became immediately liberated because he was offenseless. But because we cannot do that, therefore we have to make a prescription. Just like a child who cannot write very good hand, he is asked that you write so many pages. By writing, he writes good hand. So we should not neglect. Chanting. Another, this is one side. Another side is, when you become liberated, the chanting will give you transcendental pleasure, so that you cannot cease. You cannot cease chanting. That is another side. That is liberated state, just like Rupa Goswami, Haridas Thakur. You cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, but you must make a prescribed form that I must chant so many times. That is for conditioned soul. When you are liberated, then there is no need of giving you direction. You feel transcendental pleasure by chanting. You cannot see. Yes. Now when he was a boy, he was doing everything. You have not heard? Yes. So, salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato hai. Because he practiced sometimes before falling down. So, by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, he immediately remembered that real Narayan, immediately, his pastimes, his form, everything, and therefore he became liberated. He had practiced, but for the timing, his practice was stopped on account of bad association. But as soon as started, that is the advantage of a devotee. If you practice devotional service, even for some time, and if you fall down, then it will also help sometimes. Narad therefore says, Tattva sadhanmam charanambujam hare, bhajan napakkato patittatu jadi. He says that a person who takes to devotional service, giving up all his prescribed duties, just like Krishna says, sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Now, in course of prosecuting the devotional service, even if he falls down, there is no loss. Because whatever he has done, that remains his credit. Whereas a person who is following the ritualistic principles but does not develop devotional service, what will be benefit? He may get a promotion to the heavenly planet. What is that get? The performance of ritualistic ceremonies according to Vedic injunction may, just like here they are doing, they may get promotion to the heavenly planet, that much. They are not devotees. They are not eligible for entering into the kingdom of God. Therefore, Narad says, what is the benefit? Suppose if one performs a ritualistic ceremony and is elevated to the heavenly planet, Satyaloka, Mahaloko, Janaloko, Tapaloko, there are so many higher planets up to Brahmaloko. But Krishna says, Abrahma Bhuvana Lokan Punaravartan, he has to come back again. But once you understand Krishna, in fact, Janma Karma Medibham, once you remember Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's form, in pure devotion, he immediately becomes devoted. The Karmakandya, they cannot understand. Therefore, pure devotion should be freed from the contamination of Karmakanda and Jnanakanda. Narottam Das Thakur says, Karmakanda, Jnanakanda, sakali bisera bhanda. Either you become pious or you become very learned philosopher. They are all poison pots. Because by cultivating such things, you cannot become liberated from this material condition. Therefore, pure devotion means annavilasita sundam jnana karma dhanavritam. Pure devotion means one should be freed from all material desires, even from the desire of being elevated to the heavenly planet or Brahmaloka, Satyaloka. That is karma. Or to try to understand, just like the theosophists they do, by speculation, by philosophical speculation, they try to understand what is God. So, they are not pure devotion. They are karmakanda, jnanakanda. And Narottam Das Thakur warns that karmakanda, jnanakanda, sakali bisher bhanda. Amrita boliya deba khaye. A person, by mistake, if he takes to the pots of karmakanda and jnanakanda, then the result is nanajani bhraman kare. He wanders in various species of life, maybe sometimes as demigod, sometimes in heaven, sometimes, but does not mean liberation. Nanajani bhraman kare, kadarja bhokkan kare, and within these defined varieties of life, he may be sometimes a worm in the stool, a hog, kadarja bhakshan kare. At that time he has to eat most abominable things. Therefore, who takes to this principle, tar janma adhopateja. If one does not take advantage of this human form of life to be a Krishna conscious person, then he simply spoils his life. Tar janma adhopateja. Even if he is elevated to the heavenly kingdom, what does he get? He is adhopat. Because in next chance he may be warm in the stool. Tar janma adhopateja. These are facts.